Hi guys, welcome to this special mini episode of Notable Needlework. I am Kate Notable Needle, Noteable, on Ravelry, on Plurk, and on Twitter. The blog, if you're watching this on iTunes, is at notableneedlework.blogspot.com. And this is me showing off the rest of my stash enhancement from Christmas because I want to put it away and not just have it sitting out so I remember to show it all to you guys. I'm going to try and do this by who gave it to me. The stuff from my mom and from her boyfriend are sort of mixed together, and then some of it may also actually be from my grandparents. But the stuff from my brothers are definitely separate, so I know that for sure. I'm going to start out with some of the yarn and other things from my mother, and I tried to pull up, for the ones that I have picked patterns for already, I tried to pull up the patterns so that I could show you. The first one, which is hands down one of my favorites, is one that we picked out together. This is Sweet Georgia Tough Love Sock in the Venice colorway. Besides the fact that these are beautiful colors, the reason that this yarn is so special to me is because it was custom dyed for the store Twist in Manhattan Beach, California. It's the only place that you can get, there's I think currently 8 colorways that they have that you can only get them there. This is one of them, which I absolutely love. The other 8 were also beautiful, but this one just, I love the colors, and we just decided that it was for me. And it's soft and squishy and I love it. And I'm going to have to put it down, otherwise I'm not going to talk about anything else. What I'm planning on doing with this, which I was debating for a really long time about what to do, because I kind of wanted to do something that would be up near my face, like a shawl. But instead, what I'm planning on doing is knitting the Monkey by Cookie A, because it really shows off the colors well, which you can't really see because of the glare. She does have a close-up of how the pattern looks with such a variegated yarn. Oh, come on, you can do it, iPad. There we go. That, it is a very good pattern for showing off multicolored sock yarns, and I think that this will be absolutely gorgeous in it. I'm looking forward to doing that. The reason that I've picked out some of the patterns already is because otherwise I would feel highly intimidated by this huge stash that was just sort of staring at me, not knowing what to do with it. So the next ones, if this pattern page will overload, that I have a pattern for, this is also from my mom. My mom went a little bit overboard. Is there are 3 skeins of Collinette Jitterbug. 2 of them are this color Neptune, and they're matching dye lots. These 2, which will probably wind up being my mom's Christmas present because blue is her favorite color, will wind up being the stop trying to move around picture. Will be the Pamuya shawl, which was so generously gifted. The pattern was so generously gifted to me for Christmas. It originally calls for 575 yards of fingering weight. It was, I believe, designed to be used for Volmisa. However, my Volmisa is tonal at best. So this, I think, excuse me, will suit the pattern much better with the variations in the yarn. And I should have somewhere between 200 and 300 yards left over, depending on how much the shawl actually uses. And so I figure I can do something cute out of it, even if it's just a whole bunch of baby hats. Next ones that have a pattern are also the third skein of Jitterbug. This is the Rose Garden colorway, and I'm just planning on doing a good ribbed sock pattern. There was someone else who had done the I guess it wasn't this pattern, but it was another ribbed sock pattern in this colorway, and I love the way it turned out. So I decided to go with that. This is the problem with having patterns that show off the variegated yarn so well, is I don't want to just do all of the yarn in the same pattern, because then that's just sort of boring. The next one that I have the pattern, that I've chosen the pattern for, is Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock. It's one of the Camp Loopy colorways, and this one's Savvy. It's blues, browns, golds, this light aqua, and gray. This one also, I've picked out the pattern. This one I'm planning on doing the Pomadamus socks, also by Cookie A. This particular sock was also done in a shepherd sock multicolor. I really like the way that this pattern shows off variegated yarns, and I think that it will look good. Well, either it'll look good or I will rip it out and do something else with it. This is just, it's pulling them up in order, which I find a little weird, but the next skein is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in Malachite colorway. Yay, pretty greens. I'm planning on doing the Sarnia shawl, which was also gifted to me this Christmas. Stop turning. The pattern calls for 470 yards, and there's only 420 in the Tosh Merino Light skeins, so I think that I will likely make a few stockinette rows disappear so that I have enough yarn. I'm sure that I have looked through all the projects, and there's only like 3 of them. That's why I wasn't sure how much yarn it actually needed. I'll figure it out. I'll let y'all know if you can do that pattern with 420 yards. The Tosh Merino Light is not suitable for socks. I love this color. I would love to do socks out of this, but this is a single ply, and I don't believe it's superwash. It's superwash. I don't really want to risk it. So, a shawl it will be. The only other pattern that I have, the yarn for it is not actually here yet. I managed to score a full Miza update at the Loopy U, and I got Wasabi, which is a bright green. Almost day glow. It is a very saturated, very bright green. I was also gifted the Denature pattern. I'm trying to find the good one that shows it. This was done in a similar green, so I know that it shows the pattern well. Some of the projects, I'm not sure what it is about the color, but it doesn't show the pattern very well. But this green, which is very similar to the green that I ordered, seemed to show it well. But it's DNA that unravels when you get to the gusset. but the wasabi is a very similar green. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out. I believe you only need... I think I'll have another issue of having about 200 yards of sock yarn left over from this, because unless I do a really... I guess I could do like knee highs. What I'll probably do is I'll knit the leg until I have about half my sock yarn left, and then I know I'll have more than enough to finish the heel, the heel and the foot, because it's cuffed down. Okay, now for the yarn that doesn't really have a plan yet. So if y'all have opinions on what you think something should be, please let me know, because I have no idea, and I appreciate any input. So these next two are both Glenhaven Cashmerino Fingering by 3 Irish Girls, and these I know for sure were from my mom's boyfriend. This is the Aiden colorway. Greens and a little bit of brown and a little bit of cream and a tiny bit of blue. Very pretty colors. It's 370 yards, so probably socks, but I haven't decided. Let me know. The other one is also Glenhaven Cashmerino Fingering. This is the Ainsley colorway. If you hear noise in the background, it's Will talking to Susu. Susu has found a new hiding spot, which is, we have a little closet for where the washer and dryer are, and there's a little rack above the washer and dryer where we put detergents and like the toolkit and stuff. She's decided that up in that, on that rack is her new favorite place, right above the dryer. And so she's been hiding there all day, and we haven't been running the dryer, so we're not forcing her to move. But it's right by the door to my office, and so if you hear something, it's Will talking to her. Anyways, this is the Ainsley colorway, which my mom's boyfriend said was the closest thing he could find to a rainbow in the 3 Irish Girls. And it's got blacks and reds and pinks and grays and blues and yellows and greens and more pinks and reds. It's kind of awesome. I guess it's not really green, it's... Oh, no, there's green under here. So yeah, no idea what this is gonna be. Let's see. I know these two were also from my mom. It's 2 4-ounce braids of Highland Handmaid's White Spruce Top, which is 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo, 10% nylon in the Girl Fight colorway. I'm sorry. And the bamboo gives it this awesome sheen. It's not just the plastic bag, but it's got purples and dark grays, almost blacks, and these pretty greens. I can't wait to see how this will spin up. Given that I do have 8 ounces of it, I may try and Navajo ply and see what I get. Or maybe do like figure out some magic way to get like a gradient out of it. Like to break off the different colored pieces, and then, I don't know. I've got more than enough to play with these, so I get to experiment. And then the rest of the stuff from my mom is not yarn or fiber. One of it's a sock blocker, which I love. I've never had one before, and I tried figuring out a way to make my own out of the foam board, and it just never, happened. So this is they're very much appreciated. Last thing from my mom is a Loopy You messenger bag, which got much use when we were in San Francisco. I accidentally pulled the zipper clean off. I still have the actual part that pulls the zipper together, tab thingy, that I just need to feed it back on here and then sew the zipper back into place. I just clean ripped it off because I had too much stuff in my bag. Okay. That's for my mom. I'm going to take a sip because if you hadn't already watched episode 44, I recorded it twice. The first time it took me an hour because I went through all of that and did the episode. So my voice is a little sore now. Okay. This first one I'm saying was my Christmas present from Erin of Mommy Needs Yarn, except not really because I paid for it. But it came I had her ship it to my mom's house and we wrapped it and put it under the tree and said that it was from Santa. Anyways, she was de-stashing and I saw that she had, it's also Highland Handmaids, but this is Pitch Pine Top, which is Wensleydale in the Other You colorway, which has dark purples and roses and violets, and green aqua almost color. It's 4 ounces, so I will do something pretty out of that and then decide what it'll become. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of the stuff that I said was for my mom was actually for my grandparents. I'm not really sure which ones because I'm looking at the pile that's from the grandparents and I know that's not everything. I think some of the... No, the Jitterbug was definitely from my mom. I think the Highland Handmaids fiber may have been from the grandparents. Anyways, these 4 skeins go together. And I will explain why they go together. These are 2 skeins each of Knit Picks Stroll hand painted in the Tree Fort and the Watermelon colorways. The reason that these all go together is because I've decided that, okay, my friend Addie is having twins. She's not finding out the sex of the babies until they're born. They are for sure identical twins because they share the same placenta. So, what I've decided is that when the babies are born, instead of knitting baby sweaters in either the kind of female or kind of male colorways, as I've decided that they should be called, I like the idea of baby sweaters a lot more than I like them in practice because it seems like the baby can wear them for about 2 weeks and then they can't wear them anymore, and it's quite a bit of effort to do that. So what I've decided to do is, if the babies are girls or if the babies are boys, I'm going to take the 2 skeins of that color. I'm going to do a pair of socks for Addie in one of the colorways. I will probably do the monkey socks or the skew socks. Probably the monkey. And then with the other skein, I'm going to do a couple of baby hats in different sizes and baby socks so that they have sort of matching socks, because baby socks take all of like 10 seconds to do and then they can match, because I know that Addie will be wearing her hand knit socks a lot longer than the babies would be wearing a baby sweater, especially since she's having twins and it's not like they're gonna probably be handing down sweaters to the next set, because I think this is probably it for her. We'll see, but I think she's probably going to be set with twins. So one of these 2 will be probably the monkey socks if I don't pick a different pattern for her. And then I don't know what the other 2 will be. The other 2 will probably be a shawl that benefits from the variegated yarns. Not the Pamuya, obviously, but something. Because how often do you have like 800 yards? Actually, more like 900 yards of matching colorways in your stash. I usually don't. I'm kind of hoping she has girls, because these are awesome. So those are from the grandparents. The other two from the grandparents are these two Knit Picks Felici self-striping sock in the Hummingbird colorway. These are either going to be Jaywalkers or just a simple self-striping sock. I love the way these colors knit up. I've seen the swatches on the Knit Picks website, and I've seen other projects. Love it. And then this is from my brothers. I don't remember who this is from who. I just know they're from the brothers. No, I know the two fibers are for sure from my oldest brother and his family. Because I know that my sister-in-law picked them out. The self-striping, I think they're from my little brother. But I thought he got me something else, so I'm not really sure. Anyways, they don't watch, so I don't feel that bad that I don't remember on camera. They've all had thank you notes, and I will tag them with finished things and let them know what it has become and all that. Anyways, the two braids of fiber are both from Greenwood Fiberworks, which is a dyer from Utah that I have been dying to try. I just never got the fiber yet, but I have it now. The first one is hand-painted BFL. It's 4 ounces in the Tribe colorway. And it's mixes of blues and almost olive greens and browns and dark blues. It's very pretty. I'm looking forward to spinning that. And then the second fiber braid, which I was squishing the entire Christmas Eve. It was one of the first things I opened. I was just playing with it the whole time. The only reason I'm not taking it out of the bag is because I will continue to do that. It's 4 ounces of 50% merino, 50% tencel silk in Bountiful. Isn't it pretty? It's very Painted Desert-esque to me. It has all of the colors. Pinks and golds and blues and greens and brownish gold. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. Bountiful is a very apt name. I cannot wait to spin this. I really, really can't. And then the last two, which I find highly amusing, are both Knit Picks Felici. No, I know they're going to be socks. I don't know what exactly socks they're going to be. The first are two of the Mixed Berries colorway, which is very pretty. I like it a lot. This second two, which I just flat out cracked up when I opened it, is the Tyridian Purple colorway, which I did, I think I opened these and the Tree Fort colorway almost back to back, and I was just cracking up. And my mom was concerned that I was getting duplicates of stuff that I already had, but it's not that big of a deal because you can, if you do it in a completely different project, then it doesn't feel like you're using the same yarn over and over. But these were the socks that I did on commission for my friend Christian's grandma for Christmas in this exact same colorway, and I kept wanting to steal it from her and claim that the yarn never came. So now I will get to do a pair probably for myself or for my husband, which will then probably be for me because it turns out we wear the same size shoe. I didn't know that. I really thought that he wore a bigger shoe size than I did, but evidently he didn't. He stole my sandals when we were in California. Yeah. So that is it. The only other thing is that I have 2 orders that I've placed that have not come in yet. One is because it will probably arrive on Monday. The other is because it is a custom order. The one that will arrive is the Wollmeise that I scored in the update, the Wasabi. And I actually realized after I ordered, and Will probably kill me when he finds this out, because I got the Wollmeise because I had the $25 credit at the Loopy U, and I figured it's a $31 skein of yarn, $25 credit, it doesn't count as breaking the yarn diet, because it's like $6 for a skein of Wollmeise. And I count that as a gift card or a gift certificate or whatever, because I'm not paying for the majority of it. What I did not realize when I ordered was that there was other stuff in my cart. And this is not a, oops, stuff happened to slip in. No, it was because I was planning on best using my $25 gift card credit, whatever, by getting solid skeins of sock yarn that I could do some of the more complex patterns in the Cookie A book. So besides the Wollmeise, I have 3 skeins of Cascade Heritage coming too, because I had been trying to pick which of the 2 I wanted so that I wouldn't have to really pay more than a couple dollars, but all 3 were in my cart. Yes, I could have called and canceled the order, but I did not want to mess with it because I had already canceled an order from the BU this month when I had ordered the 3 Irish Girls Adorned sock in estuary, and then right afterwards Lisa Marie offered to send me the yarn. I had canceled my order, and so I would feel bad canceling my order again. The damage is not that bad because Cascade Heritage is not that expensive, and I am not counting it as breaking the yarn diet because I'm not. Because it was an accident. Fortunately, I think they're going to attempt to deliver it tomorrow, which means I'll be picking it up from the post office on Tuesday, and I can sort of hide it. Yes, that makes me a bad person. I'm fully aware of that, and I feel very guilty about it, and I will probably tell him at some point. Anyways, the other order, which Will does know full well about, is for another order that came out of the Optimal White Elephant that we did at our friend's house, where Donnie won the custom socks that I'm doing the SKU socks for him. There were 2 additional orders that came out of that. One is a surprise for one of my friends. I don't think she watches the podcast, but she was, well, if she is watching, she's gonna ruin her own surprise, so whatever. She was not at the party, found out about the sock option the next day, was very upset with my friend who won and stole it from her, even though she wasn't there. And so her boyfriend is having me do a pair of socks for her birthday, which is in April, and I can't tell her about it because it's a surprise. So needless to say, it's been highly entertaining because I will ask our one friend who is getting the socks for measurements or his choices for stuff on Facebook, and she will sneak in things like, oh, his shoe size is actually a women's 7. He just has freakish feet, because she's a size 7, which I know because her boyfriend told me what size she was when we were picking out patterns and sock yarns. I will go more into that when I actually get started on her pattern, her socks, which will probably be at the beginning of February, because I have other things that I want to finish first. And they are a Cookie A pattern. I already have the Madeline Tosh sock that I'm going to be doing it out of, and I just need to get a few things off the needles before I start working on those. Anyways, the other order was from a friend of ours who went to Berkeley for undergrad, and she is now married to one of our friends from college. They got married in October. Needless to say, we had a lot of fun joking about us stealing their thunder because of our 2.5-week wedding that happened that July. They understood, and she was not a bridezilla. The day needs to be all about me, so they thought it was hilarious. Back on topic. She asked if I could make her a set of Berkeley socks, which is actually quite simple because it's just simple stripe, the royal/navy blue and gold. So I talked to Lisa of the Fiber Knit Dye Works, who is the same Lisa of 90% Knitting who sent me the lovely Even Star pattern, and asked if she could custom dye up the yarn for me because I've never gotten to use her sock yarn, and I never catch the updates, and since I'm on a yarn diet and I can do orders and they don't count for breaking the yarn diet, I'm going to use the nice stuff. So we went back and forth trying to find images online that accurately represented the colors, and I think we managed to find them. We just used the Cal logo for the colors, and she's doing a 2-stripe sock, the nice thick stripes for her. Depending on how Donnie's socks turn out as far as the bind off goes, I may do I know I'm going to do a stripe with an afterthought heel for hers. I may do hers toe up if I can get the cast off done correctly. I don't like the way that my cast offs turn out when I do toe up socks, but I love the fact that you can use up all of the yarn when you're doing toe up socks. Whereas you sort of have to guesstimate because you have to make sure you have enough for the foot when you're doing cuff down. Anyways, babble, babble, babble. I think that's it. So that's what I got. That's what's coming. And I'm going to go not talk for the rest of the night. If you have ideas for patterns for the yarns that I have not mentioned, or if you think that the yarn would be better suited for a different pattern, please let me know. I like hearing other people's opinions because as much as I troll through Ravelry trying to find interesting patterns, I do not find some of them that other people know about. So I like hearing your favorite patterns and what you're thinking. So not only do I have the crazy hand-painted and self-striping yarns, I also have some skeins of Cascade Heritage, just solid yarns that can stand up to more intricate patterns. I have a couple in mind for those, just because I have less... I don't know where that train of thought was going. I'm gonna shut up now. I hope you have a good week, and that your Christmas was as blessed with as much fiber as my ginormous overcompensating family gives. It's what my family does when they miss someone, and when you give them the option of, instead of getting a single expensive item, getting $15 to $20 skeins of yarn that they get to pick the colors for, they probably went a little bit overboard, but that's how my family rolls. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you have ideas, because I do appreciate them.